to write a crucial examination who became the victim of a stray bullet, not in a war zone, but in his city, inside his father's car. What should have been a day of academic triumph for this young 14-year-old boy turned into a lifetime of grief for a family and a wake-up call for an entire nation. And this is not just about one child. It's about a system that let him down, a system meant to protect and not to kill. And so today on Homo Politicus here on Enterprise Television, we're discussing the situation where protection becomes peril, where the tragedy of a schoolboy and the bullet that shouldn't have been fired was fired. Again, welcome to Homo Politicus. Kingsley Bass is my name. I'm joined today by a security consultant to examine this situation. He's High Chief Darlington Momo Umoru. He joins me virtually today. Chief Darlington, many thanks for joining me today.
My pleasure being here. Good day. Appreciate.
All right, let's get straight to the conversation. Well, the story of stray bullets and, some have termed this police brutality is not new in Nigeria, and it's not new to the news around the world. And so it's not peculiar to Nigeria. But what do you make of this particular situation? It's gotten lots of Nigerians talking. As a matter of fact, hours after that happened, a lot of Nigerian youths based in Ibadan, where this happened, took to the streets to protest. In fact, they took to the hospital to protest too. There have been statements by the police, the Oyo State Police Command as well, as the Oyo State government detailing this. And they say, well, the father of the boy drove against traffic. He refused to stop when he was approached by law enforcement, the state's traffic management authority, and that even when the police try with a van to barricade the road, he maneuvered that again before one of the police officers opened fire. The target, they say, according to the Oyo State Police Command, was the tire, but the bullets went straight to this young boy. Chief, how do you describe this situation, and a situation where the Nigerian police continues to be in the spotlight for the wrong reasons?
What is your question precisely now? You have asked 2-3 questions at different times. Which of them should I answer now, please?
Oh well, what's your thoughts about this situation? How did you receive this news?
In the first instance, you have contradicted yourself in the course of all of this. If you say the man aimed at the tire and then the bullet hit the boy, it means it was a deliberate action. So there's nothing like stray bullet in this one. The bullet, it wasn't as if the man shot at a tree and then the bullet now straight to hit the boy. The car was the target and the vehicle here was the target and the vehicle was cutting. And then the child became the victim. So the use of that word stray bullet in security is absolutely wrong in this instance. Whoever is crediting it or arrogating it to be a stray bullet is, how is it a stray bullet when the policeman aimed at the vehicle? The policeman is saying he aimed at the tire. The distance between the tire and the body of the vehicle they are far apart. So apparently the head of somebody sitting down inside the car was what was aimed at, and so it's not a stray bullet.
Oh well, again, that's not my report. That's what the police. That's what the Oyo State Police Command have said.
1 minute, please. You want to say because the bullet did not kill the driver? You can only achieve 2 things when you aim a rifle at a human being. And you can only achieve one of the 2 reasons why a rifle was manufactured. It's either to kill or to maim. In this instance, he killed an innocent boy. If somebody beat traffic, the court say you should kill the person. Is not a criminal. He beat traffic. Can't you chase after that vehicle and arrest the vehicle? You killed an innocent boy who could have become the president of Nigeria tomorrow. You killed an innocent boy who would have become a senator tomorrow. You killed an innocent boy who could have become a minister tomorrow. You killed an innocent boy who could have been a governor of Oyo State tomorrow. You killed an innocent boy who could have become a medical doctor to save other lives tomorrow. You killed a young man who could have become a lawyer to save other people from going to prison tomorrow. You killed an innocent boy who could have become an inspector general of police tomorrow. You killed an innocent boy I will call a chief of army staff tomorrow, a chief of naval staff tomorrow, a chief of air staff tomorrow, a chief of defense staff tomorrow, a national security advisor of tomorrow. You murdered this young man, and then you are saying you aimed at the tire? Do you have to aim tire to shoot because somebody beat traffic? Jesus Christ. What a country. Is that what they were taught at the police college? To shoot somebody because they are not criminals, they are not carrying rifles, they are not carrying ammunition. They are not carrying small arms and light weapons. They did not shoot at you. You did not return that shot in defense of yourself. You aimed somebody who was armless and killed an innocent boy, and you are telling Nigerians that you aimed at the tire of the vehicle? What a country.
Hi, Chief Darlington Momo Moru. You've just mentioned, in your opening comments there, what has led to my next question, and that's how to balance in finding solutions, really, how to balance law enforcement and public safety without necessarily, as a matter of fact, without completely endangering innocent lives in the process. How do we create this balance? We've seen this thing over and again where, law enforcement officers will tell you they want to enforce the law, they're trying to do that physically, yet they're endangering the lives of the same persons they're supposed to protect.
Kingsley, those who are supposed to control traffic, are they expected to bear ammunition?
Well, in this case, the police
You
was
have not
attached.
answered my question.
I'm going to detail what is the official report, at least by the police and the state government regarding this. They say there was the police, patrol team, so to say, attached to this as some form of support since the man in question driving the car didn't stop. So there was a police van attached to them to stop, to enforce, the law, the traffic laws in the states there at that point. And that's why this happened.
Kingsley, there was no one shot from the vehicle. If they had a police van, what they ought to have done if they suspected any foul play was to chase after that vehicle, move with their police van, get close, blow your siren, and then overtake that vehicle and then arrest the driver of the vehicle. There was no part of that report that stated that there was gunshot from that vehicle. They say he beat traffic. And then you had a police van there. Was the police van there meant for photo sessions? Is it not for you to chase after those you suspected would have broken the law? What law were you enforcing? Traffic law? You are enforcing traffic law by shooting at the victims that are not bearing arms? Jesus. Kingsley, I have never seen that in any of my trainings in security. I have not. When a policeman is told, shoot at somebody because he breaks traffic law, and the man didn't shoot at you, you went ahead to kill an innocent boy deliberately. And then they are telling us that the policeman is in police custody. Police custody, my foot. You have destroyed a generation. You have destroyed the joy of a family. You have destroyed the happiness of people. You have killed the president of Nigeria tomorrow. And then you are telling me you were aiming the tire. Why did you not aim why were you not aiming the sky? It's a shame. I feel sad discussing this matter. There's no excuse the police will give in this matter, in this direction. Nothing at all. Nothing at all.
Hi, Chief Darlington.
As a father, I imagine what the parents of that young boy will be going through now. A young boy with a bright future, going to write his wire, driven in his father's car, ending up in mortuary, in morgue, because a police bullet has deliberately brought him down. Jesus.
Hi, Chief Darlington Momo. We understand it's a very emotional one, and it should be for, anyone who is human, really. From your experience and training as a security consultant and security expert, would you like to detail? You did that just a little bit, but maybe in details, because lots of Nigerians would like to know, what protocols exist or should exist when police officers are involved in such a situation, right? Especially in civilian populated areas, when they're dealing with civilians. How best should police officers handle this situation? What's their training supposed to be? What did they get? I was just, in having this conversation with someone. Yes.
There's a department of the police that is supposed to handle traffic, assist any state arrangement. Traffic officers, they are called. They are not meant to bear weapons. Traffic officers don't bear weapons. So, the man who killed this young man, where did he emerge from? Was he a traffic officer that is meant to help control traffic? There are rules and regulations in terms of catching offenders of traffic breakers. That you are supposed to have cameras. You are supposed, if you have stationary police officers who are meant to carry out surveillance and security checks. At such times, before you shot a bullet, you would ensure that it's either in defense or that you are very absolutely sure that the culprit is bearing arms. And so otherwise, you are supposed to chase after them if you have to, and then take them, stop them, and make arrest. It is traffic offense. We were not told that they were bank robbers. We were not told that they attacked the police with arms. We were not told that they were caught in the act of robbing innocent civilians. In all of this, Kingsley, the police is not meant, it's not directed. They are not trained to kill innocent civilians for traffic offenses. It is not proper. It is absolutely wrong. It is not right. I don't know the kind of sorrow they have called for, sorrow and agony. They have destroyed a generation. They have destroyed the family's hope for tomorrow.
Hi, Chief.
The law does not permit traffic police who are in traffic to bear arms. No.
Well, again, this what you've just said details, what we might term the systemic failures. And would you say this comes down to police training or operational oversight? What contributed to this tragedy? And then how best do you suggest that this can be addressed, and quickly too?
The first is that man should be taken, that police officer should first be taken to a psychiatric hospital to be tested whether he's normal, whether his brains are normal. Secondly, he should be checked whether he had some substances as at the time he committed that offense. And then thirdly, the man's background should be checked. Weapons bearing is not supposed to be achieved just by anybody. Before you are giving weapons, equipment, and ammunition, you are supposed to be, the authority is supposed to be sure that such a person is in his right senses, is not under the influence of any substance, and that he does not have some mental or psychological issues. He should not also have domestic problems with his family, and then where he will want to extend aggression, to other people. So personnel should be checked, overtly and covertly and variously, to be convinced that they are in their correct states of mind before they sign for weapons from the armory. Otherwise, we'll continue to experience things like this. I am shocked when I read that report. I am shocked when you also, in your opening, did say that it was a stray bullet. I do not know why you want to bend the truth.
Chief Darlington, Darlington, that was me merely stating. I'm sure you heard my introduction, merely stating what the police said in their reports. And
I am correcting this now.
Oh,
because sometimes sometimes they will tell us that if not stray bullet, they will tell us that it was accidental discharge. There's nothing like accidental discharge in the elements of the armory. Okay? This is not even in the case of what you want to loosely refer to accidental discharge. It would have been more pardonable, although it's not accidental discharge. The real word is not accidental discharge. It's called reckless handling of weapon. With the one you said you didn't know how the bullet jumped out from the chamber of the rifle. That one is called reckless handling. The one people often loosely refer to as accidental discharge. Here, you say it's a stray bullet, yet it is admissible that the policeman aimed at the vehicle and said he was looking at hitting the tire of the vehicle. At what range? At what distance? With what equipment? Kingsley, please.
All right. Well, again, a very emotional story there, and a lot of persons calling for justice already. Referencing the statements by your state's police command, they've said this corporal has since submitted himself for questioning. He's currently in custody. We'll see what happens from there. They say he's been cooperating with investigators, and the deputy police officer in charge of the State Criminal Investigation Department is the one currently handling the situation. We'll see what happens. The entire team
should be arrested. The entire team, the leader of that team, all of them who were a part of that team, who gave an order for him to shoot. Did he fire out of his own discretion, or he received an order from the leader of the team to fire? And so all of them should be taken into custody for questioning, not just the corporal who pulled the trigger. Let's find out whether the leader of that team actually gave him a command to pull the trigger before he did, or others also pulled the trigger. We have not seen the end of this story. We need to get to the bottom of this story, and then we need to know the truth, and then the law must take its course on those police officers. Thank you, and goodbye.
Definitely. Thank you so much, High Chief Darlington Momo, for your time on the program. It's been Homo Politicus. Indeed, we'll continue to monitor the situation and see what happens. We'll bring you the details as this story develops. As it stands, we hear that, sadly, the young man's corpse, the corpse of the 14-year-old Kende, they say the father speaking with the press said it's Taiwo. The police detailed Kende in their reports because, of course, the young man was one half of a twin, the one shot by the police. Okay, well, again, fundamental questions regarding this. What form should justice take in this particular matter? And how do we ensure that this justice brings meaningful change to beyond mere compensation or arrest and conviction? Well, we'll see how that goes. You can stop by the comment section. Let me know how you feel about this particular story and what you have to say in terms of how to get justice regarding this. The police have promised that they will provide details after the investigation. Many thanks again for being a part of the show today. Kingsley Bass is my name. Until next time, please be safe out there. Avoid breaking the law and ensure that in your dealings, right, you interface with law enforcement as much as possible in the most civil manner. Of course, to law enforcement, we say to you, do not take the laws into your hands. And indeed, remember that you're there to protect citizens and not to take their lives, not to inflict pains on them because you have a uniform. Until next time, Kingsley Bass is my name. Have a fun time and bye for now.